Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Last Call BBS. I just have a quick confession to start with here. There are now two more puzzles solved than last time you guys saw a video. I did actually solve these on camera, but I ended up scrapping the episode. Not because of anything that was wrong with these two puzzles. I solved them a little more slowly than I would have liked, but still perfectly reasonable pace. But because what I did next was... Oh, close this. Was I went back over to the Forbidden Path, and then I just really had a terrible time recording because I was working on this next puzzle that we have here, which will load in a sec. Excuse me, my voice is a little froggy. I'm actually recording in the morning instead of the evening like I usually do. This puzzle here, I spent over 30 minutes getting absolutely nowhere because I forgot the rules slash the how the UI works, and I started the puzzle saying, oh, there's an obvious solution, and then I got partway through and I was like, wait a minute, one of the things that was part of my obvious solution is not actually legal, and it is totally legal. I just forgot how to do it, and I spent 30 minutes trying to think of any other way to approach the problem, and I couldn't come up with anything. And then I realized what I had done, and I was like, forget it. I'm not uploading 30 minutes of doing nothing. So anyway, that's why you guys missed two episodes of, or two puzzles of Dungeons and Diagrams. Okay, so back to this actual puzzle. Oh, in fact, I even have my solution saved here, don't I? So the point is, okay, well, we'll rediscover that as we go. You need to spread to this shape here, and both of these you can see are derived from skin here. And so the thing that I struggled with for 30 minutes was how to get how to get this texture right. Obviously, you can get these two cells and these two cells by saying if there's metal above or below you, then specialize to this. But how do you get something over here? And I said, obviously, you just look if there's this to the right or the left of you, and then also switch into it. And that's right. That's the answer. But I forgot you can do that. So one, I don't know. Yeah, we'll start this from scratch. How do I delete this? Ignore? How do I delete a rule? Can I not do that? Is it not possible? Ignore? There we go. So, given that it's, quote, easy, as long as you remember the rules, to get these specializations right, the only interesting part of this puzzle is how do you get the shape right. And a mistake that I made in the video that was scrapped was I said, okay, first we spread up, and then up or down, then we spread right or left, and that should make this shape. But it doesn't. And I still don't understand the priority order of these things. No. And priority doesn't even come into it. Because if you imagine spread, let's ignore the bottom half for now. If you start here and just spread up and then spread right as your plan, what's going to happen is you're going to go up here and then up here, and that's all fine. But then they'll both spread right, and you'll have a line this way and a line this way instead of having what you want, 4 lines vertical. If you say spread right as your first priority, then you get to here and then here and then here and then here, and then they all spread up at the same time, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want. So our first priority is to spread right. After that, we wish to spread up or down as appropriate. And we already have the right shape. These two need to fuse together, so that's an easy fix. You should, if you can, fuse down. Or does it matter if should it be down or up? I don't think it really matters, right? Because the whole graph finishes filling in at the same time. I guess down's a little better because if we cared about speed, because while this spreads to here, at the same time this spreads to here, so like you could think either one of them is free to mutate, to fuse up. That's not quite true, because this one still has more specializing to do, whereas this one doesn't. So I think fuse down is technically going to get us there in fewer steps. Okay, so now we have the right shape, and we just have to specialize properly. So the first thing is pretty easy. Just specialize into skin. Which one is skin? This one? Sort of unconditionally. There's not really much conditioning to do. And then we have just the other rules about how to transform into this stuff. So we can easily say, if you're already skin and to the right of you is metal, you should turn into an eye. No. If you're skin, I keep forgetting how to do this. If to the right of you is metal, you should turn into an eye. There we go. And we get the eye there. Here. Oh my gosh, it blinks. If you are already skin and you see below you is metal, you should turn into hair. Likewise, if you are already skin and you see that above you is metal, do the same thing. And I got this far pretty easily in the scrapped video, and I forgot that. I somehow, like I said, I basically forgot how the UI worked. What I did was I said, okay, if you are skin, and to the left of you, and at this point I forgot that this whole palette lets you specialize like what goes there. I thought, oh, these opened up. I thought you could only say, oh, if there's anything left of you. And that doesn't work. That's no good. But you can, in fact, say, like, if there's hair left of you, for example, then you should yourself turn into hair. And likewise, if you are skin and to the right of you is hair, then you yourself should also be hair. And we're done. So not a very hard puzzle. This is exactly the solution that came to me at the beginning, and then I forgot you could do it. Or forgot how. So 7 minutes is a more reasonable time than 30. And much more satisfying as well, to me. Alright, what are we supposed to do here? Oh, that's cute. We have to... You have to be careful the way in which you spread out to make sure that the traces of things are right, huh? This cell feels like the most difficult one. Because... well, maybe not. I was thinking, because how do you tell it to fuse down or spread down without this cell doing the same thing? But I guess you can set a rule that only do that if there's nothing above you. But then how do you get from here to here? Maybe this is where you start. You prioritize going up and right. Go down only if you have to. But that doesn't... if you do that, you're going to spread into this area from the wrong direction. What if you started here and prioritized going left above everything else? That doesn't seem like it works, does it? Maybe it does. Because then you can say spread down only if there's nothing to your right. Right? And then none of these would try to push their way in while this is still spreading out. Then all the going up and going right stuff is fine. But how do you get this to fuse with everything? I guess you're spreading like this. And you can just say fuse up, but only if there's metal under you? That should work. Okay, so if we start here, and we say your top priority is to go left. And only if to the right of you is nothing should you spread down. And yeah, you can see we get the right shape down here. You know what? It doesn't matter, but, oops, hang on. Let's just start by turning into the right kind of flesh. Oh, now these rules are wrong, huh? There you go. And these all need to move even one more over. This one? Okay, now the rules are wrong again, by the way. Very smart. There we go. So now we're making the right kind of flesh, and it's easier to get visually compared over here. If you're this, you should like to go up, please. Oh, but not as much as you should like to go right. No, that's the opposite of what I meant. Try that again. There you go. Now we have the right shape here, except that we just need to say you should, if there is metal beneath you, fuse up. Ta-da! Easy. So I think the challenging part on this one is figuring out the right place to start. And thinking through how you can possibly get the right shape down here. And up here is, interesting as well. Next puzzle. Hey! Hollywood money. Inner Sanctum Entertainment already had their first project in the works. This weird biotechnological world they wanted to develop into a cross-media property, with comics and a film tie-in and so on. Tanner hired a sci-fi writer to come up with an alien language that couldn't be pronounced by human mouths and got some Hollywood heavy hitter to do concept designs. And there were even bigger and better projects on the horizon, too. Big-name film directors working on games, big-name actors voicing them, and so on. He had a lot of plans like that. Big plans. Okay, great. Give me the next puzzle. Small area here. Ooh, okay. So this is where we're going to have to learn to use dye, right? You can't possibly make this shape otherwise. I guess the idea is to spread up and down as much as you can, then spread to the right, kill off the cells on the left, and spread back into them from the right, which you can accomplish by specializing once you get to the right, I think. Yeah, seems easy enough. Just a little tutorial on dyeing. So prefer to go up. Yeah, this is the right order. Prefer to go down, and then prefer to go right. If you are a seed and to the right of you is, let's face it, anything, you should die. It looks like a mess now, but that's because we haven't put in the other rules that are going to make this all make sense. Actually, wait a minute. Does this make sense? It might be easier if I did the dying only after some mutations have happened, or some specializations. So if you're a seed, and you see that to the right of you there is metal, you should become flesh, I think, right? You should become... Yeah, we're looking for muscle, so that's... this? And again, if you see... I mean, you don't even have to look what's to the right of you, honestly. You should just turn unconditionally into muscle. There you go. And if you are muscle at all, you should wish to spread left. Now, the problem with this is that this seed spreads up before all this mutating happens. I guess, okay, we need to make dying, if there's something to the right of you, the highest priority, actually. Because otherwise, after spreading right, it spreads up again. Wait, these guys die? Oh, well, instead of any, let's say if there's seed to the right of you? Yeah, there we go. So the instant they spread themselves to the right, they die off, making space for the muscle to spread back over. Perfect. I guess I didn't think metal would count as any. Like, this has the shape of something that we created, not of metal. But okay, I guess that's fine. Anything that we could have done better here? No, I think this is pretty good. And we should get a new, like, you might call it a cutscene? Storyboard dialogue? Motivational speech? You are coming closer now, Pilgrim. The forbidden work must continue. You perform what others cannot do. You go places others cannot go. There you go. That's back to the spooky voice. Not spooky is the wrong word, but this weird. The immortal body is within your grasp. It is what you have long worked for. Alright, cool. I like this guy. He's got like 1,000 eyes. Which makes sense, because we haven't learned how to make mouths. We only know how to make eyes. I mean, I think one of these was a mouth somewhere, I feel like. No, I guess not. Like, what are these pieces, right? What have we made? This is kind of like an eye area, right? It's got like an eye and eyelashes or eyebrows around it, and then more skin. This is maybe an organ of some kind. This is just general hairy skin area, like legs or something. This is clearly a spine. This is a hand. Maybe an intestine? For some reason, this makes me think of, like, cartilage? I don't know why. I don't really know what this is. Maybe just a generic, like... Maybe it's a muscle on your back? Kind of looks spine-ish, but made of muscle? Anyway, point is, none of this looks like a mouth. I don't know what these are. Something that you've got 5 of in a row? Are they the muscles for your fingers, maybe? But we already made a hand, so I don't know. Obviously, I'm aware hand has more than a bone in the middle, but it's still, there's 5 of them. It looks like a hand, right? Oh, this looks like an intestine with an eye at the bottom. Gross. All right, this is another challenge in terms of figuring out how to spread properly. Yuck. And the metal is there as a guideline, I guess. I, 'cause, 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 ' Where can you start from here? If you, like, start here, you have to prioritize going left, I think. And then down only if there's nothing left of you. And that gets you as far as these two. Great. But then, how do you get to this spot? I think actually if you start here and you spread out into these two lines... Actually, I was going to say, then you could just go up, of course, but how do you stop this from going up? What if we actually did start at one end and say, prefer to go right? What if I said prefer to go right or left? And go up only if there is nothing to the left of you? I don't think that quite works. Or to the right of you, let's say. Because that gets you, okay, yeah, you go right, can't do that, so you go up. Then you say, oh, I can go right. And then after you've done that, you say, oh, I'm not allowed to go up anymore. There's something to the right of me. So this all spreads. And then you say, oh, here I'm allowed to go up. And then you go all the way left. So you get to here. But once you get here, there is something to the right of you, so you're not allowed to go up anymore. So I think this is a shape that you can't make without specializing partway through it. Because you need two conflicting sets of rules. So what you do is you make it part way, and then you specialize, and then give yourself new rules. Yeah, that seems okay. So let's try that. I think I can probably, well... I think I could start here. But maybe it would be more efficient to start here? Like, if you can do it, you can do it in fewer steps starting from right here, which is the middle, right? But it's a little awkward, I think. Because you're going to get to this end and this end both from the right. And in one case you need to spread down, and the other you need to spread up. Yeah. Well, you could spread all the way left. Let's see how this looks. I don't know. I'm tempted to... This way looks like it might be a little bit harder than starting at the bottom, but I haven't really fully scoped out how either of them works, so I might as well try the way that would be the most efficient first. So prefer to go left. That's very reasonable. And then, only if to the right of you is nothing, may you... Sorry, nothing. May you go down. Yeah, you see, here's the problem already. We made it here, but now I can't get down anymore easily. I guess I could say... If... You can still go down if above you is anything, right? And then we could say, all right, you've done a good job, now you get to turn into skin. turning into skin is like this. And then we can have new rules for skin that say you may go up only if to the left of you is nothing. Yes. Oh, but then we won't ever get here, will we? Because I can't add a new special rule for this case that looks down, because there's already something here, right? Yeah, I don't know. I think starting here is... It seems like a mistake. Let's try another approach, where I start right at one end. And we do what I kind of talked about at the beginning. Try to spread right if you can. Failing that, spread left. And... now, if I just say spread up here, it's going to get all funky, which this is not what we want. So I need a new rule that says spread up only if to the right of you is nothing or metal. Like that. But then, see, we get... we get here, and this is allowed to spread up. So, I mean, we're allowed, what? Only one specialize on the way there, right? So we get one place where we get to change the transformation rules, or, like, to look at context somehow. I think of it mostly as changing the transformation rules, because that's how we're avoiding doing the wrong thing. I don't know, I guess that doesn't really mean anything. So the problem is this space. After it spreads left, it decides to go up. Is there something I could do to stop that? I guess I could get these cells to turn to skin after they sporulate up, right? And then say, well, you're not allowed to go up if there's skin under you. That would be interesting. But we've already got rules controlling when it can go up. We can't add another condition to that rule. Or wait, is it this one? No. Yeah, we said if there's nothing to the right of you, you can go up. Nothing or metal. And I can't say nothing or metal and also something else, because you only get one condition. let's go back to that other approach. So, what did I do exactly? I started here. And I said start going left. And when you get here, you had to turn into skin first. So I could say like skin is allowed to go right. That's fine. That's the obvious next rule that I didn't put because I saw it seemed like there was going to be a problem if I did, right? We can get this far. But this last little hurdle, not sure what to do about that. Because if at any point I say skin is allowed to go up, then this is going to go up before this can get over. And that's not what we want. I think starting here is no better than starting here. They're basically symmetrical. If you suppose that this eye is uninteresting because it's easy to add at any time, the challenge is to make this shape. Is there some reason it could be right to start in a spot like this? It seems hard, right? Prefer spreading right. Go down if you have to. And that means this will start going. And then maybe I could say, if there's something above you, turn into skin. And that would stop this from spreading down again. And we would have these two bits carved out. Right? We could even get to here and say, oh yeah, feel free to go up if you want. And then this would all be skin. And I guess I could say skin should go down if there's nothing to the right of it. But we run into the same problem, right? We then say, okay, fine, I'll go all the way left. But now or nothing to the left of it. I see. Maybe that works. No, because then this would spread down before we were ready. Start here going left. That's what we're doing now. And then go down if you can. What is the rule I have for going down at the moment? You're only allowed to do that if there's already something above you? Does that make sense? No. If there's nothing... Wait, what? What is this rule? So... Oh, here's the first rule for going down. If there is, to the right of you, nothing, you can go down. So that's why this one makes it down and the others don't. And if there's something above you, you can also go down? What? Does that make sense? I guess that's how I got here. Sure, fine. But I couldn't add kind of the opposite rule and say if there's something below you, you're allowed to go up. Because... Well... There is kind of this interesting time, I guess, where... where we're in the middle of specializing to skin. Maybe I can have kind of the frontier be seed cells and have it react differently based on whether there's skin to the right of it or a seed to the right of it. Does that make sense? Like, have the seed do all the exploring based on what it sees left over behind it. Okay, let's try a third approach. So obviously, I think seed always wants to spread left and right unconditionally as its highest priority. Because we always want to fill these spaces out as quickly as possible without accidentally spreading up instead. And maybe I then say, like, if to the right of you is nothing, go ahead, become skin. Or, if to the right of you is more skin, then go ahead and follow along. And so in this way, it really is kind of like exploring fairly slowly. But at some point, this seed will say, wait a minute, I'm a seed, and there's skin to the right of me? I had better go up before I turn into skin. So we can put that rule in. We'll have to move it around, but if you're a seed... Wait a minute. But wouldn't all these guys do the same thing? No, because I can say, and there's nothing to the... No, I can't say, and there's nothing to the left of you. Well, okay, but let's imagine I could. So if you're seed and none of these rules applied, then I guess you're just allowed to go up. Does that work? It does. Now, you end up turning into skin a little bit sooner than I would like. No, that's not true. We go here, and the whole thing turns into seed. Oh, but it starts from the right. That's kind of funny. I think that's fine. I can just add a rule that... no, what rule could I add? If you are seed with skin below you, you should go up. We can put that rule in before the rule that turns stuff into skin. Right? And now, I don't know, have I actually accomplished anything? Sort of. Maybe? Not really. Because now I have this skin here. I guess what I want to say is that skin with nothing to the right of it is allowed to spread down, and that gets me here. There are going to be problems with that, though, I think. Maybe we're fast enough? Let's find out. So if your skin and to the right of you is nothing, go ahead and move down. And skin should always be happy to move left, I think. So this gets us here. Again, no problem. The issue is how do we get this to go down without like having this stuff go down too early? And I think we actually do have a chance. I think we can say, if you're skin and there's something above you, go ahead and go down. Because we seem to be going fast enough down here and slow enough here that I'm not sure this would get a chance to get in the way. Let's try it. Skin, above you, something. Go down. Yeah, see, this one gets in too soon. Wait, what? That one shouldn't be allowed to go down. There's... Oh, no, it does have something above it. We can change it to say, well, only if the thing above you is skin. There you go. That's the right shape. Because this was still all seed. It was still exploring. So this wasn't allowed to come down. Yeah, that makes sense. And then finally, we can say skin, to the right of you, metal, therefore, I. Why is this not completed and correct? Oh, are we not fast enough? There is a limit. You only get 10 turns or whatever this, 12 turns. Okay, well, we can add another rule that speeds these up, I think. maybe? If your seed with above you metal, then skin. Okay. I was a little worried that that might cause this to drop down, like this one to come down here before we could spread in from the right. But my recollection was that we were like only one step away from being there. So, okay, this is a sloppy solution that I don't like, I feel like. But it does seem to work, just barely. Does it look pretty? It kind of does, right? Somehow, while exploring this way, we always have a frontier of exactly 2 seeds. They're getting slurped up into skin as fast as they can spread. And then the skin itself goes this way. Cool. Alright, I don't really have time for another one of these puzzles today. So let's just do a little bit of Dungeons and Diagrams. Nobody could ever begrudge you one diagram, could they? Okay, for 6 we have to go like this. This isn't one I already did, is it? No, okay. I don't know why I thought it might be. These have to be... Yeah, I mean, so far so good, right? This stuff all seems pretty much very easily forced. Well, this can't be the only wall because that would be a dead end. This can't be a wall. Well, it could be because this could also be a wall. The treasure rooms are always the tricky part. There's so many ways they could be shaped, you know? Okay, well, obviously we know the treasure rooms go down at least 1 square from where they are. Now, do we know that all of this is part of the treasure room? Well, certainly at least this is, because it can't go over here. What about these 2 squares? Are they both necessarily part of the treasure room? Oh, hang on. We can put a wall here. Because otherwise there'd be a 2x2. That seems very good. Like, this looks like the path into the treasure room, doesn't it? Can we guarantee that? I guess so. These 2 squares are part of the treasure room. And this definitely isn't. And this definitely is. So yeah, this must be the path into the treasure room, so we can do all of that. Avoid a 2x2 here. Also finish the column. That has to be part of the treasure room. This can't be a wall because that would be a dead end. Likewise here. This can't be a wall because we'd have a really weird shaped treasure room. Wouldn't we? Yeah. Ah, this column is done. Now that we know the treasure room reaches here, it has to reach here as well, and so this is the wall. And now we've got the exact shape of the treasure room. And apparently, since this column is done, that must be the way in. The Twin Cities of the Dead complete. Let's do one more. The Tainted Glade. Easy enough starts there. Okay. This must be done now. This has to be surrounded. That can't be a dead end. This is done. I think this has to be the treasure room, right? No two ways about it. We need 2 more walls in the column, so that's how this works. This is the last wall in the row. 2 more walls here, so this can't be the only open space where it would be a dead end. This can't be the last wall in the column because this would be a problem. This can't make a 2x2, so we go this way. To get to 3 walls in the column, we have to do this. It seems symmetrical here. What am I missing? There's 1 in this column, 1 in this column, 1 in this row, and 1 in this row. Wouldn't this, like this diagonal or this diagonal, both be valid solutions? Right, if I put 1 here, that looks complete to me. I'm not doing it because I don't want the game to tell me it's right and avoid letting me look at the other answer. But if I do this, isn't this also valid? It is. Is there really 2 solutions to this? I'm not allowed to edit it anymore. Huh. Oh no, this one would be no good because this guy would be trapped and unable to get out. Okay. All right, third Dungeons and Diagrams. Really last one. These 6s are sort of telling. There's almost all walls here. How about this 1? Yeah, so 1 that overlaps with the monster is always good. And that gives us these guys pretty comfortably. That has to be a wall. Now we know there's only 1 open space in this row. It can't be here. Oh, these are both walls. Okay. This can't be the open space because it would be a dead end, so it's a wall. This would also be a dead end, so there you go. We have that now. Oh, there's no more open spaces. Hang on. I forgot that this is a monster. So in fact, we have to fill this whole area up. Got it. This all has to be wall. All but 1 of this row is wall, but I don't see a way to tell which one. All but 1 of this column is wall, and likewise this one. There's only 1 more open space here. Only 1 more wall here, which means that. And then this. In fact, this whole column is wall from this 5. I hadn't seen that yet. Oh, the Demon Duke of Avarice is what we're playing today. Oh, this now all has to be walls. That should help. One wall in each of these 3 columns. This one by far the most constraining, of course. But I don't know. I won't yet see how that's useful. 2 walls here, which means 1 open space. I don't see an obvious reason why it can't be any one of the 3. How about here? There's only 1 open space in this whole row, I guess. That's interesting, maybe. Can't be this one. Can't be this one. Can't be this one. Now we've done the column. This can't be open either. There you go. That's better. All right, cool. Squeaking in at just under an hour. I'm out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.